What's up, world? It's your boy Pop DIBIASE for Fanatics View, and I'm sitting here with Brandon Flowers, former Chief, former Charger. Brother, what's going on? How you doing today?
Just enjoying this beautiful Miami weather, man. Super Bowls in the South in Miami, scenic view, beautiful everything in Miami. So it's great experience.
And so you're from Delray Beach. So what can you tell me more about Florida, man? This is a beautiful place. This is the first time I've been here and everything like that. So, man, tell us a little bit more about Florida. Like, what should I go see before I leave out tomorrow morning?
So down in South Florida, it's not even the South really. It's almost like an island because you're going to have Venezuelans, Colombians, Haitians, Jamaicans, Mexicans. Everything is right here. So we all just enjoy each other. It's just a city that a state that embraces everyone, you know. So if you go enjoy yourself here, I say go to Brickell, go to Komodo's for some food. And you can always walk down South Beach and find your way to get into something down there. You'll definitely enjoy yourself.
Perfect. See, and that's why you got to ask real Floridians what you do down here. All right, brother. So you played for the Chiefs and the Chargers. Let's talk about both experiences. When you were with the Chiefs, you got well paid. You were considered one of the best one-on-one corners in the NFL. Now, how did that feel when you were able to be on that stage, considered top five, and on some people's list, the number one cornerback in the league?
It felt great. You feel appreciated. Like all the work I put in, all the long hours of film, when nobody watching on the off season, somebody appreciate it and it's paying off. You know, we don't do it for awards. We do it because we have a self-motivation in ourselves. But when it's appreciated by others, it's no better feeling. That's why you see a lot of, no matter what profession, get choked up in award ceremonies and speeches and everything like that. Because when you feel appreciated, there's no other feeling.
I heard that. Now, your experience with the Chargers, because you did come in and you were very helpful with the Chargers when you came in. You know, you had a little situation over there in Kansas City that had you leaving. So, what's your thoughts on playing with the Chargers and your thoughts about them moving into the new stadium in L.A.?
It was tough, you know, because the owners felt like they didn't have the support of the fan base in San Diego at the time, and it wasn't the Chargers fans' fault. It's not like Kansas City where it's a college atmosphere. People in San Diego feel like we got a lot more to do than come to a football game. We want to go to the beaches. We want to go shop. So they just felt like we had more to do than come to a football game. So when they went to L.A., they lost the San Diego fan base. And then in L.A., the Rams got L.A. on lock right now. And then Oakland Raiders got a lot of fans in L.A. So the Chargers right now just trying to find a niche on trying to just create a fan base. So with Phillip Rivers going, they're going to have to try to bring some star power in that quarterback to try to fill them seats up.
Okay, and let's go ahead and talk quarterback. Now, on my mock draft on my radio show, I actually put Tua on the Chargers, but this was before I knew they were going to get rid of Rivers. Now, if Tua's available, if you were the GM, do you pull the trigger?
I won't just pull the trigger. I jump up and get to it. And number 3, to make sure the Miami Dolphins don't grab him a pick before you. I think he's a generational talent. I mean, he got hurt in college, yeah, but just the upside he can bring to your team in the National Football League is a franchise quarterback who I think is going to be there for 10-plus years. You can't pass up on it. You know, the Chargers had a great, smooth transition between Breeze to Rivers. Now, if you go from Rivers to Tua, oh, man, you spoil as a franchise.
Now, Tyreek Hill is probably the X factor for this game, but Mecole Hardman could be a big-time player in this game come Sunday as well, too. Now, how would you combat that if you say you was the defensive coordinator for the 49ers?
You have to make Mecole Hardman beat you. And to me, he was the MVP of this season because when things started to stall out, he always having a big return in the return game. When they double Tyreek Hill, it's not Sammy Watkins that's striking downfield for touchdowns. It's Hardman. So you got to take away Hill. You know what he does when he gets punt returns, sweeps. He can catch it anywhere on the field and make it happen. And he done it before. So I double Hill, take him out the game, and make Hardman beat me. I know he can beat you, but I got to make him beat me.
Got you. Now, front seven versus Mahomes. Who do you think really wins that matchup?
That's tough. This is going to be the best front Mahomes ever faced. So if he beats the 49ers, you put an asterisk by his legacy because having Bosa, Buckner, you got a hungry D Ford that's ready to play because Kansas City just shipped him out when he jumped off sides last year and that cost him a Super Bowl. He got a chance to let them know how he feel about them shipping him out of town. But just for the edge, you got to go with Mahomes, man. He's a special talent. He got Andy Reid to go with him. So I just think he's going to keep his special moments going and bring one back to Kansas City.
Okay, 49ers. Now, if you're the Chiefs defense, how do you combat that running game and then the play action pass as well, too, from Jimmy G? Because it seems like he's the ultimate game manager, and they're able to be really deceptive with their plays, and it really works out for the best for him.
This is the tricky thing that Kansas City has to deal with. Shanahan want to throw the ball. Like, that's what he loved to do. So his dad got in his ear saying the run isn't broke, so don't fix it. And that's the reason that he's in the Super Bowl now, because nobody can stop the run game. But he's hoping the run game gets stopped a little bit so he can air it out with Jimmy G. And Jimmy G can play. It's a reason Belichick wanted him on the roster. So Jimmy G would have the opportunity, I feel, because the defense for Kansas City is not going to let San Fran come and run the ball. You seen what they did with Derrick Henry. They just going to take whatever you do best, wipe it out of there. So Jimmy G will have to come to play. So we'll see if he's worth that money. And game managing isn't that bad because he set up under Brady. So if Jimmy G start winning Super Bowls, because he has a great win-loss record, if he's winning Super Bowls, all he's going to say is, I don't care about stats, like Brady don't care about stats. In big games, Brady threw for 100 and something yards, and some big games he threw for 300 and something yards. He does what the defense give him, so I think that's what Jimmy G got to piggyback on.
Right, and I love game managers as well too. That's a responsible quarterback that wants to do everything to not make mistakes, get us moving forward, scoring points somehow, some way, and just making sure that everything's in control. We got a lot of reckless quarterbacks in the NFL nowadays, but they're some of the best because I looked at it this year, the top 4 passing teams, only one of them made the playoffs. That was Kansas City. The top 4 rushing teams, all 4 of them did, and they were 4 of the best teams in the league. What do you think about that?
Listen, if you have a great defense in a run game, that travels with you everywhere, especially in the playoffs, because you don't know what conditions you're going to be playing in. You don't know if it's going to be in Green Bay in the snow, in Baltimore in the snow, Kansas City with, horrible winds. So whenever you have that core of running the football, you can just hand it to your running back and let him do the work, that always is going to be beneficial. And you keep the other offense off the field. That's why it's going to be a tough game for San Fran, because if the running game do get going for the 49ers, Mahomes can't come on the field. And we've seen that Shanahan will run it all game, and Garoppolo could only have 10 passing attempts.
All right. My final question, changing gears a little bit to the NBA, and we all know about the passing of Kobe Bryant. I was actually at a fight last night, and they rang 8 bells for him last night as well, too, at the Boo Boo Andretti fight. So what are your thoughts on that?
It's tough, and the thing that gets me more than anything, because we can rank Kobe the best in history, wherever. He's going to be the top, wherever put him at 1 through 5, 1 through 10, but the effect he had on everybody of being a father and people that just ran across him and said the words of inspiration Kobe gave them is way bigger than basketball. So the person that Kobe was, to lose a great person in this world is way bigger than just thinking about the basketball accolades, and that's what I try to model myself off now on, touching people away from football, away from sports and what people know you of, just be a great person. So I think he'll change a lot of lives in that aspect.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Brandon, thank you so much for sitting with us today. It's your boy, Pop DiBiase, signing out for Fanatics View.
What's up, sports fans? Breon Page here with Fanatics Viewed. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you enjoyed watching and you want to see more content, subscribe down below.